Shalom, shalom. Today will be Jeremiah 31 through 35. If you've been tracking along with us, I did say I'm probably going to do 31 and 32 by itself. I've decided I'm going to do 30, 31, and 32 because 30 reads into 31, and then just for context, we'll have 32 for fun. And I'll probably do some flipping along with it. But anyway, 31. At that time, declares Yahweh, I shall be the Elohim of all the clans of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus said Yahweh, a people escaped from the sword found favor in the wilderness. Israel, I'll reread it. A people escaped from the sword found favor in the wilderness. Israel, when it went to find rest. Yahweh appeared to me from afar, saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I shall draw you with loving commitment. I'm going to build you again, and you shall be rebuilt, O maiden of Israel. Again you shall take up your tambourines and go forth in the dances of those who rejoice. Again you shall plant vines on the mountains of Shomeron. The planters shall plant and treat them as common. For there shall be a day when the watchmen cry on Mount Ephraim, Arise, and let us go to Sion, to Yahweh our Elohim. For thus said Yahweh, Sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Cry out, give praise, and say, O Yahweh, save your people, the remnant of Israel. See, I am bringing them from the land of the north, and shall gather them from the ends of the earth, among them the blind and the lame, those with child and those in labor, together, a great assembly returning here. With weeping they shall come, and with their prayers I bring them. I shall make them walk by rivers of water, in a straight way in which they do not stumble. For I shall be a father to Israel, and Ephraim, he is my firstborn. Hear the word of Yahweh, O nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He who scattered Israel gathers him, and shall guard him as a shepherd his flock. Sometimes words. For Yahweh shall ransom Jacob, and redeem him from the hand of one stronger than he. And they shall come in, and shall sing on the height of Sion, and stream to the goodness of Yahweh. For grain, and for new wine, and for oil, and for the young, and of the flock and the herd, and their being shall be like a well-watered garden, and never languish again. Then shall a maiden rejoice in a dance, and young men and old together. And I shall return their mourning to joy, and shall comfort them, and shall make them rejoice from their sorrow, and shall fill the being of the priests with fatness, and my people shall be satisfied with my goodness, declares Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh, a voice was heard in Ramah, wailing, bitter weeping, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted for her children, because they are no more. Thus said Yahweh, hold back your voice from weeping, and wipe your eyes from goodness, forgive me. Hold back your voice from weeping, and your eyes from tears, for there is a reward for your work, declares Yahweh, and they shall return from the land of the enemy. And there is expectancy for your latter end, declares Yahweh, and your children shall return to their own country. I have clearly heard Ephraim lamenting. You have chastised me, and I was chastised. Like an untrained calf, turn me back, and I shall turn back, for you are Elohim of Israel. For you are Yahweh my Elohim. Goodness. For after my turning back, I repented. And after I was instructed, I struck myself on the thigh. I was ashamed, even humiliated, for I bore the reproach of my youth. Is Ephraim a precious son to me, a child of delights? For though I spoke against him, I still remember him. That is That is why my afflictions were deeply moved for him. I have great compassion for him, declares Yahweh. Set up signposts, make landmarks, set your heart toward the highway, the way in which you went. Turn back, O maiden of Israel, turn back to these cities of yours. Till when would you turn here and there, O black sliding daughter? For Yahweh has created what is new on earth. A woman encompasses a man. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel. Let them once again say this word in the land of Judah and in its cities. When I turn back their captivity, Yahweh bless you, O home of righteousness, mountain of set apartness. And in Judah and all its cities, farmers and those who journey with flock shall dwell together. For I shall fill the weary being, and I shall replenish every grieving being. At this I awoke and looked around, and my sleep was sweet to me. See, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, that I shall sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and the seed of beast. And it shall be that as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so I shall watch over them to build and to plant, declares Yahweh. In those days they shall no longer say, the fathers ate sour grapes, and the children's teeth are blunted. But each one shall die for his own crookedness. Whoever eats sour grapes, his teeth shall be blunted. See, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when I shall make a renewed covenant, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not like the covenant I made with their fathers in the day when I strengthened their hand to bring them out of the land of Mitzrayim. My covenant which they broke, though I was a husband to them, declares Yahweh. For this is the covenant I shall make with the house of Israel after those days, declares Yahweh. I shall put my Torah in their inward parts, and write it on their hearts. And I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And no longer shall they teach each one his neighbor, and each one his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares Yahweh. For I shall forgive their crookedness, and remember their sins no more. Thus said Yahweh, who gives the sun for a light by day, and the laws of the moon and the stars of the night, and the stars for a light by night, who stirs up the sea, and its waves roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. If these laws vanish from before me, declares Yahweh, then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus said Yahweh, if the heavens above could be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I would also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, declares Yahweh. See, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, that the city shall be built for Yahweh from the tower of Hanael to the corner gate. And the measuring line shall again extend straight ahead to the hill Gareb. Then it shall turn toward Goah, and all the valley of the dead bodies and of the ashes, and all the fields as far as the Wadi Kidron, to the corner of the horse gate toward the east, is to be set apart to Yahweh. It shall not be plucked up or thrown down any more forever. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh in the 10th year of Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah, which was the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. Now at that time the army of the sovereign of Babel besieged Jerusalem, and Jeremiah the prophet was shut up in the court of the guard, which was in the house of the sovereign of Judah. For Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah, had shut him up, saying, Why are you prophesying, saying, Thus said Yahweh, See, I am giving this city into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall take it. And Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah, shall not escape from the hand of the Chaldean, but certainly be given into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and shall speak with him face to face, and see him eye to eye. And he shall lead Zedekiah to Babel, and be there until I visit him, declares Yahweh. Though you fight with the Chaldean, you shall not prosper. And Jeremiah said, The word of Yahweh came to me, saying, See, Hanamael, son of Shallum, your uncle, is coming to you, saying, But buy my field which is in Anathoth, for the right of redemption is yours to buy it. So Hanamael, my uncle's son, came to me in the court of the guard according to the word of Yahweh, and said to me, Please buy my field that is in Anathoth, which is in the land of Benjamin, for the right of inheritance is yours, and the redemption. Buy it for yourself. And I knew that this was the word of Yahweh. And I thought the field which was at Anathoth from Hanamael, my uncle's son. And I bought the field which was at Anathoth from Hanamael, my uncle's son, and weighed out for him the silver, 17 shekels of silver. And I signed the deed and sealed it, took witnesses, and weighed the silver in the scales. Then I took the deed of purchase that was sealed according to the command and law, and that which was open. And I gave the deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neriah, son of Mashaiah, in the presence of Hanamael, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses who signed the deed of purchase, before all the Jews who sat in the court of the guard. And I commanded Baruch before their eyes, saying, Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Take these deeds, both this deed of purchase which is sealed and this deed which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel, so that they remain many days. For thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Houses and fields and vineyards shall again be bought in this land. And after I had given the deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neriah, I prayed to Yahweh, saying, Master Yahweh, see, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and outstretched arm. There is no matter too hard for you, who show loving commitment to thousands, and repay the crookedness of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The mighty El Yahweh of hosts is his name. Great in counsel and mighty in work, for your eyes are open to all the ways of the sons of men, to give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds. For you have set signs and wonders in the land of Mitzrayim to this day, and in Israel and among other men. And you have made yourself a name, and it is this day, as it is this day. And you have brought your people Israel out of the land of Mitzrayim with signs and wonders, with a strong hand, an outstretched arm, and with great fearsome deeds. And you gave them this land of which you swore to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they came in and possessed it, but they did not obey your voice, nor did they walk in your Torah. They did not do all that you commanded them to do. So you brought all this evil upon them. See, the siege mounds, they have come to the city to take it, and the city has been given into the hand of the Kasdim who fight against it, because of the sword and the scarcity of food and the pestilence. And what you have spoken has come about, and look, you see it. Yet you, O Master Yahweh, have said to me, Buy the field for silver, and take witnesses, although the city has been given into the hand of the Kasdim. Then the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, See, I am Yahweh, the Elohim of all flesh. Is there any matter too hard for me? Therefore thus said Yahweh, See, I am giving this city into the hand of the Kasdim, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and he shall take it. And the Kasdim who fight against the city shall come and set fire to the city and burn it, with the houses on whose roofs they burned incense to Baal, and poured out drink offerings to other mighty ones to provoke me. For the children of Israel and the children of Judah have done only evil before me from their youth. For the children of Israel have only provoked me with the works of their hands, declares Yahweh. For this city has been a cause for my displeasure and my wrath from the day that they built it, even to this day, that I should remove it from before my face, because of all the evil of the children of Israel and the children of Judah, which they have done to provoke me. They, their sovereigns, their heads, their priests, their prophets, and the men of Judah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And they have turned their back to me, and not their face, Though I taught though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them, they did not listen to receive instruction. And they set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to offer up their sons and their daughters to Molech, which I did not command them. Nor did it come into my heart that they should do this abomination to make Judah sin. And now, thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, concerning the city of which you say, it shall be given into the hand of the sovereign of Babel by the sword, and by scarcity of food, and by pestilence. See, I am gathering them out of the lands where I have driven them in my displeasure, and in my wrath, and in great rage. And I shall bring them back to this place, and shall let them dwell in safety. And they shall be my people, and I shall be their Elohim. And I shall give them one heart and one way, to fear me all the days, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I shall make an everlasting covenant with them, that I do not turn back from doing good to them. And I shall put my fear in their hearts, so as not to turn aside from me. And I shall rejoice over them to do good to them, and shall plant them in this land in truth, with all my heart and with all my being. For thus said Yahweh, as I have brought all this great evil on this people, so I am bringing on them all the good that I am speaking to them. And fields shall be bought in this land, of which you are saying, it is a wasteland, without man or beast. It has been given into the hand of the Kasdim. Fields shall be bought for silver, and deeds signed and sealed, and witnesses to be called in the land of Benjamin, and in the places around Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, and in the cities of the mountains, and in the cities of the low country, and in the cities of the south. For I shall turn back their captivity, declares Yahweh. Yeah, sippy. And the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah a second time while he was still shut up in the court of the guard, saying, Thus said Yahweh who made it, Yahweh who formed it to establish it. Yahweh is his name. Call unto me, and I shall answer you, and show you great and inaccessible matters which you have not known. For thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, concerning the houses of this city and the houses of the sovereign of Judah, which are thrown down against the siege mounds and the sword. While coming to fight with the Kasdim, and to fill their places with the corpses of men whom I shall strike in my displeasure and my wrath, all for whose evil I have concealed my face from the city. See, I am bringing it to relief and healing, and I shall heal them and reveal to them the riches of peace and truth. And I shall turn back the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel, and shall build them as at the first, and shall cleanse them from all their crookedness that they have sinned against me. And I shall pardon all their crookednesses that they have sinned, and by which they have transgressed against me. And it shall be to me a name for joy, a praise, a pride before all nations of the earth, who hear all the good I am doing to them, and they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and all the peace I am doing to it. Thus said Yahweh, in this place of which you say, is it dried up, without man and without beast, in the cities of Judah, in the streets of Jerusalem, that are deserted, without man and without inhabitant, and without beast, there shall once again be heard. There shall, the voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of those who are saying, Praise Yahweh of hosts, for Yahweh is good, for his loving commitment is forever. Of those who are bringing the offering of praise into the house of Yahweh, for I shall turn back the captivity of the land as at the first, declares Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, in this place which is dried up, without man and without beast, and in all the cities, there shall once again be a home of shepherds causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains in the cities of the low country, and in the cities of the south, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places around Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, the flocks once again pass under the hands of him who counts them, declares Yahweh. See, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when I shall establish the good word which I have promised to the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days and at that time I cause a branch of righteousness to spring forth for David, and he shall do right ruling. There it is. And he shall do right ruling and righteousness in the earth. In those days Judah shall be saved, and Jerusalem dwell in safety. And this is that which shall be proclaimed to her, Yahweh our righteousness. For thus said Yahweh, for David there is not to cease a man to sit on the throne of the house of Israel. And for the priests, the Levites, there is not to cease a man to offer ascending offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings, and to slaughter continually. Sorry, I had to sneeze. And the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, Thus said Yahweh, if you could break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that there be not day and night in their season, then my covenant could also be broken with David my servant, so that he shall not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my attendants. As the host of the heavens is not counted, nor the sand of the sea measured, so I increase the descendants of David my servant, and the Levites who attend upon me. And the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, Have you not observed that these people have spoken? Have you not observed what these people have spoken? Saying, The two clans which Yahweh has chosen have been rejected by him, so they have despised my people, no more to be a nation before them. Thus said Yahweh, if my covenant is not with day and night, and I have not appointed the laws of the heavens and earth, then I would also reject the descendants of Jacob and David my servant, so that I should not take of his descendants to be rulers over the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I shall turn back their captivity and have compassion on them. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, when Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and all his army, and all the reigns of the earth under his rule, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and all its cities, saying, Thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah, and say to him, Thus said Yahweh, See, I am giving this city into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall burn it with fire, and you shall not escape out of his hand, but certainly be taken and given into his hand. And your eyes shall see the eyes of the sovereign of Babel, and his mouth shall speak with your mouth, but you shall go to Babel. But hear the word of Yahweh, O Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah. Thus said Yahweh concerning you, You shall not die by the sword. In peace you are to die, and as in the burning of spices for your fathers, the former sovereigns who were before you, so they shall burn spices for you and lament for you, saying, Alas, master, for I have spoken the word, declares Yahweh. And Jeremiah the prophet spoke all these words to Zedekiah, the sovereign of Judah, in Jerusalem, while the sovereign of Babel's army was fighting against Jerusalem and all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish and Azekah. Yeah, that was a pretty good pronunciation, if I have to say so myself. For only these walled cities remained of the cities of Judah. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, after sovereign Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people who were at Jerusalem to proclaim release to them, that everyone was to set free his male and female slave, the Hebrew man and the Hebrew woman. No one was to be kept a Jew. No one was to keep a Jew his brother enslaved. And when all the heads and all the people who had come into the covenant heard that each one was to set free his male and female slaves, and not keep him enslaved any longer, they obeyed and released them. But afterward, But afterward they changed their minds, and made the male and female slaves return, whom they had set free, and brought them into subjection as male and female slaves. Okay, so earlier, like, I don't know, last video before last, somewhere in the 20s, God was like, tell them to basically like let the people go, the ones who are being trampled. It's probably these people. Oh goodness, that's so funny. They were like, yeah, we'll do that. Actually, I don't feel like washing dishes today. Come back here. Therefore, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, I myself made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage, saying, At the end of 7 years, each one should set free his Hebrew brother, who has not been sold to him, and when he has served you 6 years, you shall let him go free from you. But your fathers did not obey me, nor incline their ear. And you recently turned and did what was right in my eyes, each man proclaiming release to his neighbor. And you made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. Man, you guys went all out. The dishes must have been stacked high. But you turned back and profaned my name. And each one of you took his male and female slaves, whom he had set free at their pleasure, and brought them into subjection to be your male and female slaves. Therefore, thus says Yahweh, you have not obeyed me in proclaiming release, each one to his brother and each one to his neighbor. See, I am proclaiming release to you, declares Yahweh, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the scarcity of food. And I shall make you a horror to all the reigns of the earth. And I shall give the men who are transgressing my covenant, who have not established the words of the covenant which they made before me, when they cut the calf in two and passed between the parts of it, the heads of Judah and the heads of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests and all the people of the land who passed between parts of the calf. And I shall give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life, and their corpses shall be for food to the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the field. And I shall give Zedekiah, sovereign of Judah, and his heads into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life, and into the hand of the sovereign of Babel's army that has withdrawn from you. See, I am commanding, declares Yahweh, and shall bring them back to the city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I shall make the cities of Judah a ruin without inhabitant. This definitely makes it feel like a couple days went by. And then they were like, get back here. Because if the whole army went away, that has withdrawn from you. See, I'm commanding, and shall bring them back. So they probably did the right thing for just to get out of the fire. They're like, oh, look, the fire's gone. Get back here. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh in the days of Jehoiakim, son of Yoshiahu, sovereign of Judah, saying, Go to the house of the Rechabites, and you shall speak to them, and bring them into the house of Yahweh, into one of the rooms, and give them wine to drink. And I took Yaazaniah, the son of Jeremiah. Now I took. So I'm assuming this is Jeremiah writing. So this has got to be a different Jeremiah, the son of Habatztiniah, and his brothers and all his sons and all the house of the Rechabites, and brought them into the house of Yahweh, into the room of the sons of Hanan, sons of Yigdaliahu, a man of Elohim, which was by the chamber of the heads above the room of Maaseiah, son of Shallum, the keeper of the door. And I set before the sons of the house of the Rechabites bowls filled with wine and cups, and I said to them, Drink wine. But they said, We do not drink wine, because Jonadab the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, You shall not drink wine, neither you nor your sons, forever. And do not build a house, neither sow seed, nor plant a vineyard, nor have any of these, but dwell in tents all your days, so that you live many days on the face of the land where you are sojourners. So we obeyed the voice of Jonadab, son of Rechab, our father, and all that he commanded us to drink no wine all our days, we, our wives, our sons, and our daughters, nor to build ourselves houses to dwell in, and we have no vineyard, field, or seed. But we dwell in tents, and have obeyed, and done according to all that Jonadab our father commanded us. And it came to be, when Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, came up into the land that we said, Come, let us go to Jerusalem, for fear of the army of the Chaldean, and for fear of the army of the Aramaeans. So we dwell at Jerusalem. And the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Go, and you shall say to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, Have you not received instruction to obey my words? Declares Yahweh. The words of Jonadab, son of Rechab, which he commanded his sons not to drink wine, are established, and they have not drunk until this day, for they have obeyed their father's command. And as for me, I have spoken to you, rising early and speaking, but you have not obeyed me. And I sent to you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Turn, each one from his evil way, and make good your deeds, and do not go after other mighty ones to serve them, and you shall dwell in the land which I have given you and your fathers. But you have not inclined your ear, nor obeyed me. The sons of Jonadab, son of Rechab, have indeed carried out the command of their fathers which he commanded them. But this people has not obeyed me. Therefore thus said Yahweh Elohim of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, See, I am bringing on Judah and on all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the evil I have pronounced against them, because I have spoken to them, but they did not listen, and I have called to them, but they did not answer. And Jeremiah said to the house of the Rechabites, Thus says Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Because you have obeyed the command of Jonadab your father, and guarded all his commands, and done according to all that he commanded you. Therefore thus says Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Of Jonadab, son of Rechab, there shall never cease to be a man to stand before me. That's pretty cool. I wonder who that is now. I know. I think it's, 31. See, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when I shall make a renewed covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. 31a. I don't know what Ephraim is. It's probably Hebrews. Yeah, so we'll do that later. But sometimes it can be tricky. That's why we're going to read 30, 31, and 32 and then flip to the thing whenever we do this. But it can look and it can read like things are going to change. And to a degree, they do. Right? Obviously, in those days they shall no longer say that the fathers ate sour grapes and the children's teeth are blunted, but each one shall die for his own crookednesses. Whoever eats sour grapes, his teeth shall be blunted. When we read on, it's still clear and apparent that this is it's not going away. Let's see if I can find it. These are long ones. Oh yeah, we're at 35 minutes. These are long ones. If you're this far, I love you. I know we read it somewhere, but he's basically like, do what I told you to do. I've also heard it put. This is probably something for later, but think of a covenant as a contractual agreement, like an apartment lease or a lease on something. If you don't do what you're supposed to do and wreck whatever you're leasing, right? Destroy it, make it bad. They're probably going to take it away from you, or you're probably going to get taken away from you more than likely. And then they're gonna do it up again, and then they're gonna release it out under the same agreements. Right, that it's a renewed lease. It may not be with you per se, right? Because somebody may not trust you to go back to it, but God is being kind enough to make a renewed covenant, a renewed lease with Israel and with Judah. We're a part of Israel. There's one other thing. I don't know, but we're running long, so I'll just end it. I love you guys. May Yahweh bless you and guard you. May Yahweh make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. May Yahweh lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.